Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Wahoo Weekly. With Jory Kratz, I'm Erik Bremer.
On this weekend's episode, we highlight the Marlins Fish Fest that happened in Miami, Florida this past weekend. Erik visits the Chappie James Museum, and I'll go over the Blue Wahoos alumni who are playing in the World Baseball Classic this year.
Let's go!
The Marlins hosted their annual Fan Fest at Lone Depot Park in Miami, Florida this past weekend. The Blue Wahoos were there to join the fun, so let's take a look.
Saturday, February 11th marked 103 years since the birth of Pensacola native Chappie James, who went on to become the first African-American four-star general in United States military history. As the Blue Wahoos continue our celebration of Black History Month, we thought we would check out the Chappie James Museum and Flight School. I'm joined by Dr. Marion Williams here at the Chappie James Museum. Doctor, how long has this museum been open, and what was the force behind making it happen?
Okay, the museum opened in 2018. The things that preceded that was the Ellis Jones and several of the folks with the UWF Historical Trust was in the Preservation Society came to the city of Pensacola, and they were interested in saving the original building that was here. The James family owned the building, but it was in such a deteriorated state that the city wanted to, in order to build a museum, they needed to have the deed to the property. So they deeded the property, they tore it down, and what you see is a remnant of that. And we opened in 2018. I am the only person that I know of that, as a 4-year-old, I went to the school here in the middle of this building. Was a building attached to the house. The house existed from the early 1900s up until about 1961 when Mrs. James passed.
Marion, what all are we going to see in here?
Well, the building itself is in really 4 parts. The first part is a little bit about the family. The second part is like a mini school. I'll walk you through that, and then we'll see the Tuskegee Airmen room, which is a part of Chappie's life, and then we'll actually see the exhibits that and his awards. Okay,
let's check it out.
The actual picture is here. It's the backyard of Mr. Lee James. There was a typical type of house in 1900 was called a dog trot farmhouse. A dog trot farmhouse was a wooden building, and really in 2 parts. Of the 17 children that she had, a pair of those children did not survive. So probably 15 or 16 of his brothers did survive. And they were all really outstanding in themselves. And the children in the neighborhood, she really adopted. So if you look at this photo, you actually would see children of different races and colors, because during that time, Pensacola really was an integrated neighborhood.
Marion, we're now into Chappie's military career in this room. What are we looking at?
All right, this room signifies the Tuskegee Airmen. Chappie finished high school in 1937 at Washington High School. Now it's Booker T. Washington High School. Then he finished school. He actually attended college at Tuskegee, which is Tuskegee College now, was Tuskegee Institute. And at that institute, he took training in PE. He actually got his BS in PE, and then he did the pilot training program. But one of the things that's really significant during this time was that as he progressed in his early military career, Chappie, as a pilot, never shot a gun during World War II. Trained 992 pilots, trained the logistical parts, helped to create the pursuit bombing group, because the thing was, they had 5 tenets. Thou shalt not quit, thou should be prepared, have faith in oneself. Do you know those were the 5 things that Miss Lily James taught Chappie right in this space?
Put simply, Miss James taught Chappie, Chappie taught the Tuskegee Airmen, and it's those same lessons that are being taught here today.
Chappie taught America how to be brave and clear and loving.
Well, Marion, as a token of our appreciation, I'd like to present you with a Blue Wahoos jersey that we wore on Juneteenth of last year as a tribute to Chappie James. It's got 4 stars across the chest and a little insignia there to signify that Chappie James, one of Pensacola's own, was the first African-American 4-star general in military history. Now, I know you're going to find a spot for that in the museum, right?
I think we can probably find a spot for it. I would gladly do it, and we thank you for the honor. And thank you all for coming. We want the public to come. We're at 1606 Martin Luther King Drive, right here in the heart of the east side of town. And the Flight Academy is also one of our it's our other partners in this. So come and see it. Come and visit with us. We're open from Wednesday through Saturday from about 3 to about, from 10 in the morning till about 3 in the afternoon.
Thanks again, Mayor.
Okay.
Last week, the World Baseball Classic rosters were released. 15 former Blue Wahoos players will be competing on behalf of their countries for the World Championship title down in Miami, Florida. Let's take a look at a couple of those names. 2 players from last year's championship team will be participating. Ray Patrick Ditter of the Netherlands and Anthony Maldonado of Puerto Rico. Keep an eye out for former fan favorites Ray Chang of China and Didi Gregorius of the Netherlands. And current Major League stars Luis Ariz and Miguel Rojas from Team Venezuela. The World Baseball Classic kicks off on March 8th. You'll have plenty of options to cheer on your Blue Wahoos.
That's all for this week's episode of Wahoo Weekly, but join us again next week for another exciting edition. Jory, wave bye to the fans at home. See you later.